Hello, welcome to week 5 of these vlogs. I'm on my way to the pool to do a CSS test, which I'll explain a little bit more about in a bit. But I thought we'd just start off by my little 1-minute montage, rocky montage from Lisbon last week, or this week. Here we go. I've come down to the beach to try and cool off a bit. When I got to the pool, they had the school party coming in 12 minutes, and I had to do a 400 metre and a 200 metre test, which I'll explain a little bit about in a minute. But I literally had time to do that, no warm up, and then out the pool and start. I'm actually baking here. You can see it's a lovely day here in Cleveland. Anyway, so yeah, just start off with a fantastic trip to Lisbon. Hopefully you could see from the video that I had great weather, lovely company, great food and drink, and running every day. It was a really lovely place to go, highly recommend it. So anyway, now I'm back and it's time to think about the next step of goals. And thinking about it whilst I was away, I think I realised that the goals were too short term, too much effort short term to really be stable. So if you have a look in the description below, you'll see I've broken this next year or so down into monthly chunks, different cycles really, that we use in training to try and be a little bit more stable with what I'm doing. So I've decided that for July, in terms of the weight side of things, I'm going to try and maintain the weight I'm at, basically sub 90 kilos by the end of July. It gives me a month to really get a handle on that. I think I'll be below it, but that's the goal with that. I've also decided to take a little bit of a backseat with the blood sugar thing, because I think that's a byproduct of the way I'm approaching how I'm eating and living my life, as opposed to something that I need to focus on specifically. So I will be keeping an eye on that, but not with quite so much vigour. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to do anything for the next week on that. So that's the weight side of things. In terms of the other areas, I also realised that I didn't really have any performance goals other than thinking about making sure I run, swim and cycle 3 times a week, so 9 sessions in total. So I've actually started to try and think about including some performance goals, so hence the CSS thing. CSS stands for critical swim speed, and you do a 400 metre time trial in the pool, and you do a 200 metre time trial after a rest. I give myself 2 minutes recovery, and then some mathematics involved, and then it comes up with a swim speed that you can then use to train. My CSS speed came in at 1:42 today. I used to be down in the 120s this time last year, so yeah, there's quite a bit of work to be done in terms of the swimming side of things, but it gives me a figure to work off of, and I'll in the description below I'll show you where I want to be by the end of July. In terms of the bike side of things, on my local 10-mile time trial, it's what they call a sporting course. It's not a fast out and back dual carriageway course. It's got some bumps in it and some corners and stuff like that. My aim for July, by the end of July, is to get underneath 25 minutes. It doesn't sound very fast for a 10-mile time trial, but it was the course holder is a guy called Marcin Biela-Blocki, who also holds the national 10-mile time trial, which he rode in 1635. He rode our course in 1950, so it gives you a difference of about 3 minutes. I think my fastest so far this season has been 25:09, and I want to try and get firmly under 25 minutes this month in July. And then in terms of the running side of things, that's a bit of an unknown quantity, because obviously my knee is still not 100%. So I'm going to split this month into two halves. The first half will be to do four 1K efforts, and hopefully run those at 4 minutes 25 each. I'd like to, if I can, by the end of the month, be able to run them to run 8 1K efforts with 60 seconds recovery at 4:25 per K, and that's the goal, really, ultimate goal, split into two halves. But each month's got a separate goal for swim, cycle and run from now until next year, the race in Bristol, and also a weight goal. The thing with the weight thing you might notice is that it fluctuates. There'll be times when I'm trying to lose quite a lot of weight and then keep it steady, and then lose a bit more weight and then get down to close to racing weight, and then leave that a while before really losing those last couple of kilos. I don't want to try and do this all in one hit, and I guess that's the thing I've learned from this last 4 weeks of all these goals is the pressure of doing them. They need to be maintainable. And they need to be something that I'm not starving myself or killing myself to try and maintain. Anyway, that's the goal for this week, really, as listed below. Long-term goals still stand, to kind of make sure my racing is where I was in 2015, but also make sure those blood sugar levels come down. But as I said before, I think that's a bit of a byproduct. Anyway, next week is week 6. Let's see how I get on with that. Have a good week. See you later.